Hi, it's the Untitled Astrology Mars transit forecast. This Mars exaltation transit, which started May 3rd of 2018 and will run until November 5th. Hi, so I thought I'd just make a little video to go along with a article I wrote recently about the Mars transit this summer through Capricorn. This is a Vedic astrological transit through the sidereal sign of Capricorn, where he's exalted, and it started on May 3rd. So what makes this transit really special, and the reason why I decided to do a video about it, is because Mars is going to do something he doesn't usually do in Capricorn. It's been quite a while. He's going to retrograde and hang out in the sign for almost 6 months. More than 6 months. So usually he's on average around 6 weeks in each sign. So this is a special occurrence. There's a lot of Martian energy in Capricorn this summer. So Mars is that courageous warrior, the brave Mars, the volatile energy of willpower. What drives us, what pushes us forward. And in Capricorn, there's a special endurance for Mars. He gets very strong, very strategic, and has the power to really push through obstacles. It's interesting to note that when Mars entered Capricorn, this earth sign, where he's exalted, he is the son of the goddess of the earth, Bhumi, actually. And that day, May 3rd, was the day that we had all these earthquakes and volcanoes begin in Hawaii. Mars is a lot like a volcano in Capricorn. I was thinking about it, this subterranean heat that Mars brings when he's in Capricorn. Powerful and steady and intense volatility that can transform landscapes, transform landscapes within as well. There is also the influence of the eclipse nodes, the lunar nodes, or in Vedic astrology we call them Rahu and Ketu, the head and tail of the serpent that eats the sun and moon in every eclipse, the dissolver of light. So the power of the eclipses always accelerate change and transformation. So here we have a very magnified energy of Mars, exaggerated, some might say, on the tail of the snake, Ketu. He will cross the tail 3 times because of his retrograde. First on June 14th, when he goes direct, he's still direct. Then he will retrograde back and cross the tail again July 19th. And then for the final time on September 20th. So we have 3 transits of Mars over Ketu. The tail of the snake, Ketu, is a dissolving influence. He is a moksha karaka. He is the liberator in some ways. And often he is holding energy from past lives or ancestral karma, some might say. So this dance that Mars is doing with Ketu this summer may be bringing up a lot of intense feelings, perhaps in certain people or in certain situations, politically as well. There could be more volatility, perhaps in the air. So we have to be aware and conscious of how we're relating to others and ourselves as well. One of the most important days for Mars this summer is probably when he's very closely conjunct the moon, and it is eclipsed on July 27th. This is a total lunar eclipse. So if you're in the part of the world that you can see it at, I don't think it's visible in the US, but this is going to be a very dramatic eclipse. Bright red Mars, very bright, and also very close, only a degree or so away from this full moon lunar eclipse. So, you know, around late July, or probably all the way through July leading up to this eclipse, and for weeks afterwards, there's a solar eclipse on either side, 2 weeks before and 2 weeks after as well. They always come in groups. So it is a time when things may speed up, more activity, more change as well, because the nodes are getting stronger in those times. That's when this shadow energy is seen in the moment of an eclipse. This can be an excellent time for, especially with Ketu's influence, for spiritual growth, for spiritual work. I think it's really great if we could channel it, if you're, you know, if it's something that is attractive to you, to start to look into ways to physically get stronger as well this summer. You know, taking yoga classes, asanas that challenge us in a healthy way, like warrior pose, Mars the warrior, or Tai Chi classes, self-defense classes could feel really empowering right now as well. Remember that Mars is exalted. He's turbo power. Mars retrograde and exalted, and very well placed in the sky, very visible, being opposite the sun. So this is a great time to really focus on your creative energy and getting stronger, like I was saying, and using the energies of Ketu and Rahu and the eclipses to transmute old wounds, those past life memories, perhaps, if you believe in past lives, or current life trauma. This is a time that can cleanse and purify and release us from a lot of the disempowering and troubling kinds of relationships or dynamics within and without. So it's a time to slay demons inwardly and outwardly. But be patient. And remember this, everybody's kind of burning with this summer, so be kind and patient as much as you can, and conscious, and take it easy too. So I created in my article that's published on my website, now you can go and check it out on untitled.astrology.com. In that article, I created a horoscope. That means you can look at what this Mars transit means for your Vedic sign. Now, the Vedic sign is about 23.5, 24 degrees earlier than your Western sign. So it's not usually, often not anyway, your regular sun sign in Western astrology. It's the sign before, perhaps. Also, it's really best to read it from your ascendant sign as well, the Lagna. So if you know your Vedic sign, your Lagna, your ascendant sign in the Vedic system, the sidereal zodiac, you could also read it from the moon sign as well, or the sun sign. And of course, remember, horoscopes are no replacement for real astrology readings. They can only really give a very vague, if that, you know, understanding of what this transit may mean for you. The best way, of course, is to get a reading with me. So be sure to check out my link below if you want to book a reading. I'm available for live by Skype or phone or Zoom or FaceTime, whatever you request. We can meet and take a look at your chart and talk about how this transit is affecting you actually. So the first sign of Aries is having this Mars Ketu transit in your 10th house. 10th house means career, the world. 10th house is straight up in the sky. So it's how you are seen in the world and how you affect people, your work, what you do. So the 10th house Mars Ketu transit could be affecting your job. It may be calling for a real need to get clear on your priorities and what you want to do. It could even change things at work to the point where you find yourself doing something completely different. You know, it's important with this kind of a transit to be patient with our bosses and our people we work with or for. So just keep that in mind, Aries. Next is Taurus. Taurus, you are going to be facing some interesting transformation in your 9th house. The 9th house is the house of beliefs, of travel, of father figures, people who teach you and how you teach others. So it's your vision as well of life, your philosophy even, you could say. So Mars and Ketu there could be a change of opinion in a big way around maybe what you believe in. Maybe you're feeling you're confused about certain people and how you relate to them or ideas. But this is a great time for travel. It could be. Although don't wear yourself out. If you are planning to travel, keep it simple. Next is Gemini. Gemini, this one is in your 8th house. 8th house, very, very deep house for Mars. 8th house is the Bardo house, the transformation house, and the house where there can be very deep healing. It's a tantric house, actually. So it's a magical kind of, and hard to put into words, place for Ketu and Mars to be. It's a time to really look within and take care of those old wounds and get a deeper understanding of your heart. And, you know, 8th house is also health and, of course, accidents and things like that. So you do, you know, be careful. There's no need to do any risky activities that are not necessary. It's a great time, actually, perhaps for investment or money. Just make sure that you're doing it in a way that's very clear. Cancer. So Cancer, this Ketu Mars transit is in your 7th house. The 7th house is a house of partnerships, marriage, alliances, all kinds of ways we cooperate with others to move forward in life. So this could be a time when you're really thinking about how much you're giving into certain relationships, perhaps. It's a destabilizing time for partnerships. So be patient with, again, I keep saying this like a mantra, but in Mars and Ketu can be so impatient. So try to keep it humorous and light with the people who are closest to you. There could be also a time when soulmates come forward. Ketu is the house, you know, Ketu is the graha, I should say, of past lives, right? Or past karma, or these sort of spiritual, mystical connections. So Mars coming in there could be a very exciting time also on a romantic level. Leo, this Ketu Mars transit is in your 6th house. The 6th house of work, of routines, and health, and particularly diet. What are you eating? What are you putting in your body? And how can you improve your daily routines and your habits to improve your health? This is a time really where you should be doing some type of exercise routine, something to take the stress off your life and to improve and get stronger in how you live and move through your day. So definitely Leos, this is a time to also watch what you eat, like I said, I think already, but don't eat too many spicy foods and take care of your pets. Virgo, you are having this one in your 5th house, and a house of love and romance and creativity. Virgos have a lot of time to re-examine creative projects, this Mars retrograde especially, and to look into really what you want to do. If you're trying to have a baby, this could be a time when issues around fertility come to a head. Perhaps it could even bring in a child. So there can be a little bit of how do we work with our children, especially if they're older. So be open to what Ketu and Mars are showing there, and remember to take it easy on our creations, on our vision, and our children especially. Libra, this transits in your 4th house, deep in the 4th house. Yeah. Straight down into the earth. So the well of our heart. So this is a very powerful transit for Libras. Ketu allows us to leave things behind, leave the past behind. And this could be actually a good time to perhaps move home if it's in the timing of it. This summer could be a time when you're shifting home or buying a new home even, or releasing an old home. Also, or just renovating or changing or improving the home as well. Construction could be an excellent time for that. In general, though, it's spiritually a very deep transit. Great time for inner work and healing. Scorpio. Scorpio, you're ruled by Mars. So this is a strong transit for you. And it's in the 3rd house where Mars is very strong as well. The 3rd house is how we communicate our words, right? Also, it's the courage to change and improve our lives. So Scorpio, this is a time to stand up and find your power. So if there's situations that you have been feeling like that it just doesn't quite feel right for a while now, this may be a transit where it becomes necessary and easier even perhaps to stand up and communicate what your needs are to others. But remember, don't fall into drama. Don't get hooked into any dramas, especially with neighbors, the 3rd house, or siblings, or people who live close to you, like co-workers too as well, or roommates, things like that. Remember that Mars and Ketu has this volatile energy that could tend toward drama and too much fire too. Sagittarius. Sagittarius. This transit is in your 2nd house of possessions and things that are close to you. So this could be an excellent time for clearing away items that you no longer need, really uncluttering, making space, cleaning out that closet. Like, what do you really need to hold on to? Is a good question this summer. So this might be a great time for a bonfire, or at least getting gifting out what you no longer need. But also, it's a time when money can come and go rather volatilely, unpredictably. So just kind of be easy and expect things to fluctuate perhaps. Just go with the flow. And also 2nd house is family, so be patient, of course, with your family. There could be some changes in your family as well at this time. The 2nd house is your words as well, your voice. So using your voice, this can affect your voice somehow, but also it can give power to your words. Capricorn. All right, Capricorn, yes, this is right hitting you on the head, they would say. The lagna is the head. So in many ways, this is affecting your life in every way, this Mars-Ketu conjunction. So in general, stay active, keep on the move, but don't overwork yourself. This could be a time when you're burning really hot. So also, of course, like I said, especially also for Aries as well, be careful not to put yourself in unneeded, risky situations. You don't need to go parachuting or anything like that. So just keep it simple, keep it easy. In general, this is a powerful time for you, Capricorn, full of lots of opportunities for empowerment and enrichment in so many ways. Just take care of yourself. Aquarius. Aquarius, you have this aspect on your 12th house. The 12th house, the dreamy 12th house of sleep. So this could be affecting your dreams, or maybe even you're finding it a little more difficult to get to sleep. This also might be a really good time to end activities that you no longer really want to do, actually. So re-examining what you're doing. This is a perfect moment to end projects, retire, and travel as well. Pisces. So this one's happening in your 11th house, the 11th house of goals, of organizations and networks around you. So friends as well. So this could be a time when friends are changing, perhaps, or the organizations that you're involved with are reorganizing it themselves in some way. There's so many possibilities with 11th house for making lemonades out of lemons. So if there's a big shift or change, look for how it could actually be a gain for you. Okay, that was it. Horoscopes for all 12 signs, for Mars transiting through Capricorn with Ketu starting May 3rd, 2018 and running through November 5th, 2018. 6 months transit. So thank you so much for listening, and be sure to book a reading with me one-on-one if you'd really like to find out how this transit's affecting you. You can book below. I also offer tarot readings. And also, if you'd like to read my article, you can check it out below too. I'll leave a link to my website. And be sure, if you haven't already, to subscribe to my YouTube channel. The button's right below, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you. Stay.